With this small brush, pointy one, it's easier if you have. And start choosing the top of our dog to place it like here, a little space I would like to have for the top of the canvas. And I'm going to, because this is the big form that we have here, there is a less space around, but it depends. If you like to have more grass around the dog, it can be smaller on the sides and then bigger add for the background. But I would like to mention exactly like this size. And the shape of face is like an oval. It's like long rectangle shape. So I start, this is to adding the line as the bottom of the face here. So if I choose this line, it's a little bit lower than middle of the surface, half. A little bit lower is good for the bottom of the face. And then on the top part, I choose a little space for the top and then draw the line to mention about top of the face. And then left and right side of face and the ears. So I mentioned it's like a rectangle shape. So I draw one line here for the size of rectangle face. A little bit of space here have, and then more space I keep for this part. Easily you can even draw the rectangle as well. It's okay. Because we will come on top and cover it by the exact color. So just mention about this. This is the face of our dog. But I would like to place the shape of face in this rectangle. So this is the top of the head. And I bring it a little bit like a curvy line down and reach the other side. From the other part, like the right side, I just go a little bit higher and then go down. If you see this side of the face is a little go out of triangle shape because of the shape of eyes. Actually one eye. So I go a little bit out of the line that I have for one side of the triangle. Sorry, rectangle shape. And then come inside. Come down. And then try to move a little bit like that. Just try to shape it, look like a little bit, form and shape look like the mouth and the face, one side of the face of cat. Sorry, dog. So I just go out a little bit, come inside a little bit, straight line, a little bit in angle for this part, and then move inside again. Then connect it here. The little jump we have here out. And we don't need to be worried about drawing. Always we can fix the shape by exact paint of white and the gray color for this part, and then the creamy brownie will come on top. And then reach the other side. I'm not reaching this part because the triangle shape is a little bit long, fat for this face. So if you see, if I do like that, my triangle, my rectangle is come here, one side. So we have this space. I'm not adding the mouth reach this part. So we need to keep this part be a little bit empty. And then connect it here, like a small triangle shape. And then with nice C-curve, I just would like to connect this two parts together. So start from this part and then with nice C-curve, connect it here. A little space between the face. And keep some background here for the grass. And then on the bottom part of the face, we can just come with nice C-curve here or a straight line a little bit and then C-curve connect these two lines together. It's so colorful. We will make those colors and then add the lighter tone around the edge later to be more look like. But the shape is something like that. Tiny line here, I'm going to add. Then one angle line like this. And try to come down. Then a little bit angle I would like to have here. It's just equal this part or a tiny bit lower. Then with nice C-curve, connect it and this part of the face. Or maybe like a U shape. Try to draw one line in angle. You don't have to do that, but sometimes helpful. And one angle line here. Just a tiny bit. It's not really straight. Like this. It's a little bit angle. And then if I compare it both sides of the face, I can see more here on the left side than on the, sorry, I can see more on the right side than the left side. So prefer to start with this shape first. And I have the bottom part of this shape. I just go with the parallel line here. One here, one here. Is a little more space we need to keep on the right side and less space on the left side. Doesn't need to be really straight, just a bit. Try to follow the shape of here, and then on the bottom top part, just move like that. And then comes down like this. When it connects to the both sides of the face, in a simple shape is 1, 2, 3. It's like a triangle shape. But this triangle has a little bit curvy line in between. So I just go with this big shape of triangle. First, I just show you 1, 2, 3 line. This is a big shape of triangle. But if I draw like the way that it has, it moved like that from the left side. And it moved a little bit higher on the right side, comes down, and then nice C-curve connect the other side of the face. So when we separate this white part of the body, it's so for part of the face, it's so easier to place the eyes and nose. Now I would like to place the eyes here and here. The left eyes is a little bit more close to the left side of the face. So I try to add a line here on top. As I mentioned, the top of the eyes placed on top of this line. And in simple shape, it's look like a diamond shape. Like that. We will add more details, make it a little bit curvy later when we add the exact color we need. But the right side of eye, if you see a little bit of space we need here, and then the place eyes, and then here, it's like equal. If I add one line here, divided this part of the face into 1/3, 2/3, and the 3/3, it's on the center is the place of eye. And as I mentioned, the top of this part is good for the eye. But this is not exactly look like a diamond because I can see this part of the eye. I don't know, it's the pointy part that has here. So I'm going to do like this, like triangle on top, and then one C curve on the bottom. Okay, take heavy paint of your light green like that. I try to use heavy paint and try one time use on top of canvas and try to see this brush stroke. It's lovely to see heavy texture on top. And as I mentioned, we can mix here on the palette or we can mix here on the surface. When I bring it here, I feel on the model, it's a little bit more yellowy and brighter. So I take pure white color right now when it's wet, I bring it on top of the green and try to add more brush stroke, and even the yellow color I can bring it, and with more brush stroke, bring some feeling of lightness of yellowy white on top. So I just easily cover it around. Heavy texture is easy to cover white of canvas easily. Because of that, I recommend to use heavy paint. So I just bring the pure white on top of the green to make this nice brush stroke. And that helped me when you paint the dog, it shows the landscape on the stance is like a photography. It's fade the grass on the stance. That's nice. But this happens when the surface is wet. So at the same time, when you add the green, bring some white and yellow on top and make it a little bit this texture make and let it fade together. It shows that something happened on the stance. with this red a little bit. More red, dark brown should be less because the brown is so strong. It gives you something, not exactly that, but it's too close. So more red and touch of brown give you something close to this reddish brown. I would like to play with the value of the colors to make different because the face of our dog is a little bit colorful. Texture I make with the brush stroke. Feel free to add the light color here. Always you can play with your brush stroke to make it a little bit come up, a little bit work on it, but just bring the creamy color here and please not let it dry because I want to have blending together a little bit. So clean the brush by napkin. I'm not fan of water in between. And then take this color you mix with yellow, which is darker a little bit. So bring close to that. And touch the edge of this color. Here, come down like that. Even if you see this brush stroke, it's okay, it would be nice. You don't have to always fade the light and dark together. That's fine. And then on the top part, I just around the eyes, I try to add this darker tone. This color that I mentioned, mix yellow with brown. Add on whole the top part of head with this color. Just yellow ochre, I mean. And again, please not let it dry because I would like to bring another color on top. Section by section I work because I mentioned I want to bring different colors. So then you can move on with the reddish color you make with the brown. Take one stroke, one color here on this part of the eye, and one stroke on this part. Sometimes you can add lots of time on one painting. Sometimes you need to be a little fast to cover it because it depends on which medium you work. If it was oil, it was okay to take more time because oil is not dry fast. But acrylic dries so fast. If we want to use the wet surface, we need to add close together and not let it dry. I just work with this three color, the creamy one that I mix with the white, the one that I mix yellow with brown, and the one that I mix red with the brown. So we just need this three color to apply on a face. Close to the mouth and the white part is more brighter. And then cover with the yellow ochre, I mean the yellow brown, hold the part, and then bring that reddish color on top. And when it's wet, you see when I bring this reddish color, it's mixed together like that. And I'm going to start with cleaning the brush first, dabbing into the water, and then wiping into the napkin like that to make it dry. And then I'm going to start with this color, the one that use yellow with brown. Just cover whole the big shape of ear with that. It's easier to move on with one color and then add the rest. So whole shape with this light color. I don't want to let it dry. Because of that, I'm going to add this reddish brown on top. So one stroke on top, come down with that, like this. Very gently, when you bring the wet paint on top of the other wet surface, it's nicely, they blend together. And for the other side as well. Both sides, bring the reddish brown here. Now I want to bring some darker brown on this edge. Make a curve. One curve here. Here, a touch of brown, just a tiny touch of brown, and then a touch of blue. Mix that together. We would like to have bluey grayish color. So if you mix brown with, I know in general black and white give us gray, but that's the cool gray, not the warm gray. The color of our dog is warm gray. If you want to make the warm gray, you need to mix brown with blue and then add lots of white into that. So this is warm grayish color and it's too light. Just be careful about the edge. I know the color that we see on the model is more brighter. It's like a white, but I prefer to start with darker color and then I will come with a pure white color on top and make it more lighter. So it's always easier to start with darker tone and then bring the light color close to the mouth and nose. Be careful of those. Even if you see the brush stroke would be okay. If I lose the shape of mouth, I'm not worried about it. I will add later. Shaping like that. And just on top of this, bring a little bit pure white color. I would like to bring pure white color here. It gives me a nice blending. I bring some pure white color here and let it blend just like a sea curve like that. And even pure white color on the other side. So like this. So we mix the white with grayish color. Just flatly, I can do it on the body as well. Hold the body. I just go with this color. Touch of darkness. Just would like to show you with the pure brown that we have already between the mouth, this part of the mouth and the ear is just like a tiny triangle. So when you add the paint, please make this triangle with just a pure brown like that. Just make that a little bit dark, and then with this light blue color, we already, I think you mentioned it's turquoise blue. When it's wet, this surface, just in this part of the mouth, come one stroke here. If it's too bright and you don't like it, bring back with the white color, sorry, this grayish color and cover it. But we need this feeling to be visible, something like that. And yeah, I think that's fine. And please not cover the line that you add for the separation of the hand. If you cover it, then with the brown, you can bring it back. I cover it, and then I will back with the brown and draw it the shape of this hand, and even the other hand. Just would like to go with the pure black color first, and this time I'm going to add the details with this small and pointy brush. This pointy brush is easier to go like details. So take the pure black color and try to fix the shape of eye, because I know when we add the color of the surface of the face and everything, sometimes we remove some part. So I just go to add the drawing, shape the eye very gently with just pure black. And even here, try to make it gentle sea curve. Just add a circle inside as this dark color of pupil. Then clean the brush by napkin. Move on with the with the brown color. We already have the brown. So it's two colors are so close, dark brown and black, but that's fine. We need to bring here inside the eye And I love texture, so I use heavy texture on my painting. You see always this brush stroke. Sometimes it's so visible. I'm not adding the shine right now because everything is wet. So just the pupil with black, around the eye with black. And then when we add the shine, it helps the eye come out. So for the other as well, I just add the color. When I add the shine, I need to do it just one time. So clean the brush, the pointy brush you have, and put it on a white color like that. The tip is so light with the white. Just take your brush like that, straight to the canvas, and choose the part that you want to add the shine. Just one time, do like that. It's better to do just one time. And for the other eye as well, just one time, go like this. So you add the shine on top. So please work on the eyes. And then we move on for ear. Sorry, for nose. But you need to use a thick paint and just one time do that if you want to do it at the same time. And yeah, that's the only things you need to do for the eye. You don't need to make it just with so many details with different colors. Just to brown, shape it, look like the exact shape you want. A little bit like a diamond shape, but I make it curvy on this side and make curvy on the other side. It's light gray. It's better to be darker gray, sorry. More black and less white we need. So to have darker gray. I just color whole this part with this gray. It's easier. Always you can cover with whole the part. You don't need to separate the whole. Just add a gray tone everywhere you see. I'm going to add the gray like this everywhere of the nose I see that it needs, like that. And then even continue to draw the line here under the nose. Nice C curve here. And another curve. Move on the other side, but it's falling down. And this is on a gray, but we need to bring the black somewhere as well. So move on with the black. A little bit the edge is good to go with the black. Like this part of the edge. On this part as well. So here and there, it's okay to cover it by black. And then add 2 holes under it here. 1 hole, 2 holes. To show that these are the 2 holes of the nose with the black. And even one line here is black too. I just add the black for the mouth as well to bring a little bit darkness to mixture. Make it a little bit loose and watery brush stroke because I want to help this paint after it gets dry move to the background. So one stroke like that, bring it on top. Another stroke like secure, bring it on here. But make sure to bring watery brush stroke. Watery brush stroke is fade and go to the background after it gets dry. And we need to add one line here around the edge of the ear. Even you can let it disappear with this creamy tone. One line here. And just on this side a little bit. And even here. With the tip of, I go with tip of flat brush. You can go with round brush, but I prefer to do everything with flat brush into the green, but it's okay if you don't add it. Actually, it's okay too. I just add a little bit brown, and again, if you want to move the brush easier, you can do some, a little bit drop of water. And for this time, I just take the flat brush, but as I mentioned, if you're interested for round, it's okay to do like that. I go with flat brush, take like this way, my hand turn it like that, and draw the straight line on top of the body to make it look like the grass. Not everywhere, just somewhere is fine. Around the hand and around even a little bit goes there, even on the dark part of body. We can go with heavy texture and some here. You don't have to make it busy, but you can add as much as you like.